Hey guys, and welcome to a special video on how to make a custom controller. I've recently been looking at computer controllers, and you can get some really nice mods for it, and I didn't want to go over the top. I just wanted to change some of the buttons and keys on there into custom colors. So I bought myself a kit from JMod's Custom Consoles that can be found on eBay. Obviously, if you're in a different country, of course, you can just search for custom Xbox 360 buttons on eBay, and I'm pretty sure they'll come up. Okay, so I got myself a nice Phillips screwdriver too, and all you have to do is take out the screws in the back to add these buttons. There's 3 screws that I'm going to point out here. There's the second one, and there's the third, and it's the same on the other side of the console controller too. There's also a 7th screw that is not on display. It's currently located underneath the barcode. I just speeded up this process right by here. You'll see where the final 7th screw is hidden. You have to peel back the barcode and it's hidden underneath there. So let's just wait for the video to catch up. And there we go, there's the final 7th screw underneath the barcode there. It's not like I'm doing a commentary race horse or something, this is silly. Okay, yeah, so I took the final screw out using my penultimately sensual screwdriver that I purchased on eBay for £2, and it comes in many different fittings and it does the job pretty well. Okay, as soon as that's done, you have to just pop it open. Make sure that you've got a clear space because some of the buttons do fall out. Does some fall out? I'm pretty sure they fell out, some of them. So there we go, I took it apart like that. There are some rubber pads underneath the buttons, so make sure you put all the buttons somewhere that you're not going to lose them. This is the Xbox logo button, and then here are the standard buttons you get on the controller, including the start button and the back button. I think the Xbox logo button is called the soft key. I'm pretty sure it might be called that. So there we go, put them to the side. Nice. Okay, so there's one of the pads there. Underneath the pad you'll find the back side of the D-pad. And this me just having a look at it. Oh yeah, there's also a transparent plastic piece. Make sure you keep that safe also. Okay, so I'm going to do a close-up now of there's a silver screw there. There's 2 right on the other side of the D-pad. You have to take those apart. So this is me in fast motion now, unscrewing these screws and getting ready to get jiggy. Okay, so after taking the screws out, you just pop the back off the D-pad. You have to keep this. You need to keep that for the next custom sort of D-pad. Put the front face somewhere because we're not going to use that. Open up your parts, and there we go. So I'm looking in here now for the D-pad, and there it is. All you have to do is put it in position on the front of the console. Like so. Get the back of the original D-pad. There we go, and line it up. And there's some grooves in these keys that you can line up, and they should fit snugly together. Fit the inside back on the D-pad and put those screws back in there. 2 silver screws I mentioned just a moment ago that you saw. pretty simple stuff. It does get kind of complicated when you put the trigger keys on, but I will explain my process going for that. Obviously, if you're not interested in making a custom controller, you don't actually need to be watching this, but I figured I'd put it on the channel. Okay, there's the custom buttons, the A, B, and the X and Y, start, back button, and the soft key there. There we go, there's the A key. When you place these in, there are grooves that you need to line them up with. You will see in just a moment. Pretty simple. Once you put them into the controller, make sure you don't turn the controller face your back over, otherwise they'll fall everywhere. Okay, and that is the transparent piece of plastic for the soft key. All you have to do is replace it with your custom colored one. So that is where the Xbox logo key would be. Just put your custom one inside. There's also grooves in this too. So I drop it in and then I twist it round until the grooves line up. Make sure you put your finger underneath it so it doesn't fall back out. And then all you have to do is just drop it into the fascia, the front side facing down, obviously, because you want the nice side to be facing out over the front of the console. There we go, just twist it round and it pops into the grooves, nice. Put my hand along the back of this, otherwise the keys will fall all over the floor. Okay, so the plastic, the rubber pads that came off the back of the buttons, all you have to do is just line them up. I made an error putting the padding on the back of the D-pad just there. You need the black dots to be facing away from the outside. They are what need to come in contact when the buttons are pushed. And you could probably see me change the D-pad one round. Nope. I cut that bit. I cut the error out. Okay, so here's the console, and here are the analog sticks. All you have to do is just give the original ones a slight pull, and they'll just come straight off. There's nothing hard about that. I recommend you actually doing this before you put the cakes back together. What I actually did it now, and I found out that because I need to make some adjustments to the trigger buttons, there's no point actually putting these on now. But they do fit on nice and snug. Okay, that's the top. No, that's the bottom of the controller actually, where you got a black strip. So this is me replacing it with a white strip I have. That fits in very snugly too. As long as these come from a good company that mold them properly, or got the hands on quality materials, it should all just slide together nicely. So there we go, this is the bottom of the controller. So I place that to the side. Okay, so now you need to take the main circuit board out, connected to this R2 motors that make give the vibration to the controller. So when you lift it out, make sure you don't have too much pressure on the cabling. Also the main power cable too, but if this is a wireless remote, you don't have to worry about that, but this is a wired controller, so make sure not too much pressure is put on this. Something I did was actually take the vibration motors off. There's just small plugs on those, but you don't have to. Okay, so we're doing the triggers now. There we go. Make sure you have a look around it. Make sure you understand how the components work together, how it's actually fitted in there. To take them out, all you have to do is grab and pull back, and it just clips out. Make sure make sure you understand this and how the components work, just in case you end up pulling something that's not meant to be pulled off. There's springs underneath too, so make sure you put those aside. Slide on the new triggers. Make sure you line the spring up back underneath. I'm using my screwdriver for this because I needed a small point to line up the spring over the area which it connects. And there we go, this is me testing it out. Time to do the second spring. This is me just pointing it out right there. Popping the spring back in. Kind of tricky, but you know, take your time with it and you're going to have a quality build here. Testing out the triggers. Make sure they bounce back. Perfect. Speeding up a little bit more. I have no idea what I just put back there. Where am I putting back on there? Oh, there's me putting the motors back on there, the vibration motors. Make sure you remember which one's the left side and the right side as well. Put it back into the case and make sure the motors line up where they came out from. It's pretty easy. Okay, this is where the actual shoulder buttons are. There is a black plastic strip that you need to take off the shoulder buttons. Should just pop off nicely. Keep that, that's the main component you need to keep. Put the shoulder buttons away, grab your new ones, and all you have to do is just clip them back into where they came from. There's nothing really hard about that. Make sure you just put plenty of pressure on this so they're held in, and they'll just click in nicely. Okay, this bit was kind of tricky for me. I know where they go, you know where they go, it's pretty obvious. It just doesn't hold in place if you're pouring it into the bottom side of the board. I've put them on like that, but they won't stay like that. Okay, this is me putting the analog keys back on, the analog sticks actually. Like I said at the beginning of the video, put them on last, unless you want to just test where they go. Make sure the motors Okay, my screensaver on my computer just turned on. Okay, make sure the motors are in their housing properly. They won't be held still until the other side of the controller is put back on. Okay, so this comes up to the tricky part now. Taking my time, making sure the motors are lined up. Okay, there we go. So this is kind of flipping it all together now. Make sure the motors are in their positions. Make sure you hold the board. It's kind of tricky. This is where I kind of failed, I think. We'll soon find out. Obviously having two people do this kind of makes the job a lot easier for yourselves. Okay, so hold it steady. And kind of do that, yep. And lower it down so the analogs lined up nicely. Slowly put it down on. You don't want any pressure on it at all at this stage. Okay, then flip it back over the right way in just a moment. Make sure all the grooves are lined up with each other though. Make sure the triggers are all nice and springy still. Take your time with it. So I speeded this bit up, and it's me basically clicking the two sides together, just making sure that all the gaps are filled nicely around it. Making sure that the vibration motors are all kind of snug. And there we go, flip it over. They're a nice job indeed. Some of the buttons are still not they need to be kind of poking out. They don't need to be flush. So make sure that you have it all pushed together nice. Test everything out. Everything clicks. All the buttons click. Then it's time to put the screws back in. So this is quite self-explanatory. All you have to do is just put the 7 screws back in. The size of the screws is all the same. I start off with the middle screw obviously because that's a major pressure point on here. That holds the actual controller together, and then start working away around the outside. You'll notice that the controller just comes back to normal and all the buttons are really nice. I've taken a controller apart myself when I was a kid, like my Nintendo and Mega Drive and stuff like that, so I've kind of been in the know-how. I actually fixed phones as well. I was going to record me fixing up a Samsung Galaxy S3 that is absolutely been damaged to the point where it was unusable, and I fixed it from scratch. But obviously didn't. I do want a controller video. So there we go, that's pretty much it. I hope you like my layout with the pink and white. Obviously I can change a lot more to this. You can get like bullet buttons and stuff, but I think that's just such a COD thing, you know. I just wanted something totally different, something nice, minimal, and they're clean looking. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is not for everyone. This is pretty much a guide on how to customize a controller. I know not everyone's interested in doing this, but I thought I'd put it on the channel just in case anyone out there wants a little bit of advice and sort of a tutorial on how to do it. And there we go, checking out all the buttons and stuff. And I actually might plug it in just a moment to see if the soft key light still turns on. So there's me trying to find the end of the cord. There's my angry bird looking very angry at me, going, what the hell have you just done? So there we go, I'm plugging it in. And you can see the soft key light is illuminated, and I've tested it, it works totally fine. Anyway guys, I want to say thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in next time. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, of course, that's really going to help me out. And I shall be seeing you soon, guys, so peace out.